weeks ago at the nursing home. I think Bob's been up there too, right? He was
Do you want me to take notes, or do you want me to do?
All right, let's start. This is the Raleigh Finance Committee town meeting, our meeting, September 10th, 2013. Remind everyone that this is being audio and video recorded, and it's being filmed before a live audience. So let's start by the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes. Unfortunately, I was making some changes this morning and they're not ready, so we'll postpone that until next meeting. The third item is the status report, the liaisons with the other departments. What I'd like to do is where we're all going to be meeting more frequently because we have a fall town meeting coming up is to maybe just check with your respective departments and see if they are planning on presenting any warrants or so, just so we get an idea of how many are, if there are going to be large sums involved or things like that. I've already preliminary started with like the Council on Aging, that they don't think that there's going to be anything that they're going to be putting in. I also checked with the zoning board, but I didn't speak with Dan directly, so I don't know about that. But if for the next meeting we could all just check and see, I'm sure that they're going to be coming up with the warrants, but just get an idea. Does anyone have anything that they want to report on their departments or the school board or anything like that? Anything new?
The only thing that I have for the water department is that they have hired the primary, who seems to be quite sharp, and I've been impressed by him. They, I believe, are hiring or voting on who they may hire for the administrative assistant at tonight's meeting. And the treatment plant is basically on schedule.
Good.
For right now.
Okay. Anybody else? No?
The school hasn't been having any meetings. There's one tomorrow. Well, there's two. They have, a general meeting which really they don't really talk about budgets. And then they have another meeting that's called a communication meeting, which I find more informative, because you can have two-on-one conversation with people, but I don't know, they haven't scheduled that yet. But the meeting that they're having for tomorrow, I can't attend because I'm going to a wake tomorrow night, so I don't know if somebody else can go or not, but
Okay.
and Karen?
Karen and Janet both couldn't make it tonight because of work-related problems. They just
Karen goes to those
couldn't get away.
meetings too with the school, so maybe she can attend that.
Right. Okay, well, I'll be talking with Karen, so I'll mention to her about What time is that meeting?
I think it's at 7. It's at the Triton School Library.
Okay.
Barry, just one on the schools, we did point last night that they're gonna be bargaining with the teachers' unions and the teaching assistants unions up there. And the three boards of selectmen, 3 towns are entitled to have a representative that sits in on the bargaining. And we all agreed that Neil Harrington, as the town manager in Salisbury, would be the representative of the three towns.
Okay.
From the community. So that the selectmen voted that last night, so
Right.
just be aware that, this is a bargaining year, so it'll be,
Is that, what,
I don't
every
know.
3 years, or?
Yeah, it's normally a 3-year contract, so I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it's the contract for the year that expires in August of 2014, so it's for the current year, plus probably 2 more years if it's gonna be a 3-year contract, so. That obviously will have an effect on the budget.
Is that the teacher?
Teachers and the teaching, I'm trying to
Teaching
remember, the
assistants.
teaching assistants or I think like the paraprofessionals, like the aides and those kinds of people, I believe that's who it is, but the bargaining with those, it's two separate unions, I guess.
Okay. All right, let's move along then. Other business, let's see, the town meeting has been set for November 4th. Got my iPad here. At 7:30, that's a Monday. So, mark your calendars on that. This year, I mean, you're welcome to attend, and I urge you to, only because we need 100 people there or so. But as far as divvying up the reading of things and stuff like that, if you don't want to participate, that's fine. If someone volunteers to read everything for the finance department, that's fine as well. I mean, I don't have any qualms about someone taking over everything if they want it, or if we want to parcel it up, we can discuss that later.
It would depend on how many articles you have.
Right.
And it's not budget, so it's not a lot of reading.
No, and it's usually, the finance committee
Recommends.
recommends.
Or doesn't recommend.
And it's, so.
I'm very
it's
good at that.
2 different lines that you have to memorize.
Yeah, I think most of the articles, we opened the warrant last night, and it's closing for articles on September 30th.
30th.
So it's got 2 or 3 weeks to go. And I think, most of the articles are gonna be the zoning. I know the water department was talking about.
The water department might have, what,
Might
2?
have
Making some adjustments with their budget because of so many line items, and there's also, I believe the selectmen are gonna put an article on there to have the town vote to make the highway surveyor an appointed position rather than an elected position. That would have to be voted by the town meeting, and then it would have to be voted at the annual election in next May. It's a 2-step process. And there may be some other, budgetary issues, but I think a lot of it's just small mop-up stuff that,
Right.
I don't appear to be any major items unless there's a couple. I know we're talking about looking at a fire station, police station, but I don't think any of those kinds of articles are gonna be ready for this town meeting, but at this point, I'm not sure. But it should be mostly administrative stuff rather than big budget items.
Okay.
Well, I'll be willing to volunteer, Sharon, and I can
Okay.
assume responsibilities for that.
Also, we have one meeting scheduled in October, on October the 8th. And Debbie suggested that we schedule 2 other meetings in that time frame, just in case there are things that we have to approve and take care of. So the dates are the 15th, 22nd, and 29th of October. So any two of those days, is that,
Okay, what's the printing deadline?
I think it's the 30th is when the warrant closes.
The warrant
but no.
closes the third, my guess would be probably if you're meeting the eighth, that might be when your
Sufficient.
recommendations for, will have to be in, because I assume that, I think we have to mail it out, like a week ahead of the meeting, give or
Right.
take. I think it's maybe 5 days before the meeting, and then it takes obviously some time to print it and mail it, so it's,
Yeah, I think it
you
has,
might be able to squeeze one more at the eighth and maybe the following week.
I think it has to be sent out like 7 days, posted around town, 7 days.
Yeah,
prior
there's
to the
one, there's
meeting.
one requirement for the annual
Annual
meeting, and
one.
another one is different for the, but, yeah, I'd say, I'd allow a week, so I'm guessing if you're meeting the eighth, plus by then, all the
But
articles
this is
should be, and
October
you'll
8th,
at least
not
know what,
November.
October 8th, yes.
Right,
so it's only 3 weeks after that,
yes.
4 weeks, between 3 and 4 weeks, so by the eighth, you should know, we'll all know what the articles are gonna be, and then hopefully if you can, your board can deal with them on the eighth, you might have to schedule it. I would say the following week is the latest, if you'll be able to do it and still get the warrant printed. Although, you can always put a recommendation from the floor to it.
Right.
Would it be advisable to go back to the 1st, where the deadline is the 30th?
I would think that might be better, really.
Okay. So can we meet at 7:15 on October 1st?
Okay.
Okay. And let's see. I think that's all the stuff that we have. Is there anything else that anybody needs to bring up?
So the 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, we gotta keep those open too for,
No. We'll just meet the 1st and the 8th.
first and the 8th.
Right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not a thing for me.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I
Yeah.
will make that motion.
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, and we're closed.